This story begins in a warm, family-owned restaurant, with a billionaire, a waitress, and words spoken in German that would change everything. The restaurant's door opened with a sharp creak. Heads turned, not because someone new had entered, but because of the way he entered. Tall, commanding, dressed in a tailored suit that looked like it belonged in a boardroom rather than a humble restaurant, Victor Steinmann strode in. Victor wasn't just wealthy, he was infamous. A German billionaire whose empire stretched across hotels, real estate, and tech. He was used to VIP lounges, five-star dining, and Michelin chefs. Yet here he was, in a family-owned restaurant where the most expensive item on the menu was a medium-rare steak for $40. The staff stiffened. The manager rushed forward to greet him, practically bowing. "Mr. Steinmann, welcome. We're honored." Victor waved him off dismissively. Yes. A table. Quiet." The manager, nervous, led him to the best corner table. Other customers whispered, wondering what a man of his stature was doing there. Some even pulled out their phones, pretending to check messages but sneaking pictures. Sophia, unaware of who exactly he was, picked up her notepad and approached with her usual kindness. "Good evening, sir," she said softly. "May I bring you something to drink while you decide on your order?" Victor didn't look up at her immediately. Instead, he scanned the menu with an expression of distaste, then finally glanced at her. His eyes lingered, cold and sharp, judging. And then, as if speaking to himself but deliberately loud enough for her to hear, he muttered in German. "Unglaublich. Dies Frau ist nur ein Kellnerin. Wortlos. Kein Stil, kein Class. We can Sie Michigan bedienen?" Unbelievable. This woman is just a waitress. Worthless. No style, no class. How can she serve meat? Several seconds passed. The insult hung in the air like smoke. Victor smirked, confident she hadn't understood a word. In his world, money meant power, and people like her were invisible. But Victor had made a fatal mistake. Sophia's hand tightened around her notepad. She had understood every single word. Her heart pounded, the sting of his insult cutting deep. But she steadied herself, remembering her father's voice. "Respect yourself first, my daughter. If you let them treat you like nothing, they will believe you are nothing. Show them your worth." She inhaled slowly, then met his eyes directly. "In flawless, crisp German," she responded. "Vielleicht sehen Sie nur ein Kellnerin, aber ich sehe einen Mann, der trotz all seines Gelds nie gelernt hat, Respekt zu sagen. Geld kann Häuser bauen, Autos kaufen, und Reisen bezahlen, aber es wird ihnen niemals Wort kaufen." The sound of her words was sharp and confident. Tables nearby went silent. Even those who didn't understand German could feel the tension shift in the air. Victor's smirk faltered. His eyes widened. For once, he had no clever retort. "Why you speak German?" he stammered in English, his arrogance cracking. "Yes," Sophia replied evenly, still in German. "And French, Italian, Spanish, and English. Languages are my craft. I work here not because I lack ambition, but because I refuse to compromise my integrity while I pursue my future. Tonight, I may be a waitress. But don't mistake that for being unworthy." The room remained hushed. A few nearby diners exchanged impressed looks. One even whispered, "Did she just put him in his place?" Victor leaned back in his chair, suddenly uncomfortable. He had walked in expecting to be admired, envied, feared. Instead, he was now the object of judgment, a powerful billionaire humbled by a young waitress's courage. The restaurant manager, pale and panicked, rushed over. "Sophia. Please, don't, Mr. Steinman is very important." But before he could scold her further, Victor raised his hand sharply. "Leave her," he said, his voice quieter now. She has more courage than most men in my boardroom." The manager froze, blinking in confusion. Sophia, though, stood tall, refusing to shrink under the weight of money or status. Something shifted in Victor after that. He didn't bark orders, didn't sneer at the menu. Instead, when she asked what he would like, he gave a small smile and said, "What would you recommend?" Sophia blinked. It wasn't sarcasm. It was genuine. She recommended the steak with mushroom sauce and roasted vegetables, and to her surprise, he nodded without protest. As the evening went on, customers kept stealing glances at them. Some even raised their glasses subtly in Sophia's direction, a quiet show of support for the courage she had shown. When the meal ended, Victor paid without hesitation. The bill was $120. The tip? $5,000. Gasps rippled through the staff when they saw it. The manager nearly fainted. But Sophia only smiled faintly. For her, it wasn't about the money. As Victor stood to leave, he paused by her side. His tone was humbled, stripped of arrogance. "You reminded me tonight that wealth doesn't make me better than others. Respect does. I haven't been spoken to like that in years, and I needed it." Sophia bowed her head slightly. "I hope you carry that lesson with you, sir." He left quietly, without his usual entourage of arrogance. The story spread quickly, from the staff to the regular customers, from the customers to social media. The waitress who silenced the billionaire. But Sophia didn't let it get to her head. The next morning, she woke up, tied her hair back, and returned to work. Because for her, dignity wasn't a one-time performance. It was a way of life.